The question was, do Muslims also have different versions of the Quran? We have no different versions. So we have no different versions of the Quran. The Arabic Quran universally is the same. No difference between one part of the world and another.
Many Muslims just simply have the simplistic idea that there has only been one version of the Quran throughout history, and that's the version that we're holding now. And when we read our history, we see, in fact, that there were variations, multiple readings.
And when we say the various different ways to recite the Quran, we are not talking about different voices or different styles. We're talking about slight differences in pronunciations, slight differences in letters, especially those who have been exposed to some of our brothers who live in Algeria or Morocco or other North African countries. They recite the Quran in a slightly different way. Not just a voice or not just a speaking style, but also changes in letters and words and harakat.
Today, most Muslims read the Quran in a text that is referred to as the Egyptian edition of 1924. But this is not the only text of the Quran that is read throughout the world.
Currently, there are 5 different versions of the Quran. The differences in these versions is not just in matters of pronunciation or or accent, but it also relates to differences in verb patterns, differences in nouns, different in a singular or plural noun, and similarly in declensions or Arab. And then there are differences in particles also. For example, at places we'll have waw or a fa. May I show you, viewers, that if I show you this Quran before me, and I open up any page of the Quran, you'll find on its sides other variant readings of a particular verse which is mentioned in the main text are mentioned in the margins, and you can see that there's hardly a page in this whole corpus of the Quran which is devoid of any variation in this reading. If you ask me that does this difference change the meaning of the Quran as well, I will say yes. In many cases it does change the meaning, because when words change, when we find that there is a difference in declensions, in verb patterns, in nouns, the meaning obviously changes.
And by the way, this is now a well-known open secret amongst many Muslim graduate students and academics around the world. Traditional understandings of ahruf and qira'at cannot answer some of these pressing questions that are now being poked.
All Muslim scholars, they have different opinions regarding this narrative. When it is said that the Quran was revealed on 7 ahruf, we are not in a position to definitely say what this ahruf means and what the word or the letter 7 or the number 7 refers to.
And there are 15 opinions about this. None of them fully answer all of the questions that are raised.
We find different opinions, a plethora of opinions, people citing over 30 interpretations of this narrative. And a person of the caliber of Imam Suyuti has said that this narrative is among the mutashabihat, or the meaning of which is only known to God.
This is something that is coming at a later stage, okay? The codification of the qira'at is coming in the 2nd, 3rd century.
And there are also 10 qira'at.
وهناك 14 قراءة.
And there are also 14 different modes of recitation.
وهناك 120 قراءة.
And there are 120 different types of recitation.
The issue of ahruf and preservation and qira'at and relationships between them, these are very, very difficult issues. And the most advanced of our scholars, they're not quite fully certain how to solve all of the unanswered questions in there. And it's very clear to you and to every single very advanced student and specialist that the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say. The standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say. The standard narrative does not answer some very pressing questions.
The Sahaba's codices, for example, codices ascribed to Abdullah ibn Ubay, Abdullah ibn Masud, Ali Ta'ala anhum, all of them differed with each other as they have reported in our history books.
If I were to give you a blank mushaf, and tell you to write what is munazzal verbatim from Allah into that mushaf, with no human interference, would you write something which corresponds?
It's not an easy answer.
The claim that the Quran was preserved word for word in one format had that claims seemed to literally shake in its foundations. The claim that the Quran was preserved word for word in one format had that claims seemed to literally shake in its foundations.